Between the ink of historians and the imagination of poets, truth fades and legends are born. This tale spans across hundreds of sources and conflicting accounts, and what we unveil today is the most gripping version among them. Prepare yourselves, for the map is set, and some tales do not begin with a birth, but with fear. Can a single decision by your father turn you from an innocent child into one of history's most terrifying figures? In 1431, beneath the cold skies of Transylvania, a young boy opened his eyes to an unforgiving world. His name was Vlad III, yet men called him Dracula, the son of the dragon, for his father belonged to the Great Order of the Dragon. Never did this child taste safety. He read dread in his father's eyes as he fought for his fragile throne, caught between the Ottoman Empire and the Kingdom of Hungary. Rain lashed the dark windows like a dire omen. Early on, the prince learned that love and friendship were mere illusions, and steel was the only language understood. Gazing at the horizon, the boy knew not that his father, desperate to avert an Ottoman conquest of Wallachia, would make a fatal pact, selling him away to forge a monster. By that bitter decree, the child's heart turned to stone as he was dragged into captivity. For what becomes of a boy's soul when he realizes he was nothing more than cheap barter handed to his foes? At 11, Vlad and his younger brother, Radu, were delivered to the Ottoman court as living tokens of fealty. Though the Ottomans treated royal hostages with dignity, Vlad was consumed by pride and isolation. In their forbearance, he saw only a threat to his honor. He mastered their tongue, war arts, and sciences, yet his heart burned with silent rage. While Radu embraced the Ottoman court and yielded to its refined culture, Vlad sank deeper into solitude. Night after night, he lay awake, haunted by one question: why did our father abandon us here? In those dark years, the innocent child within Vlad perished, and in his stead rose a man who saw treason in every treaty, biding his time. When fate summoned him, Vlad returned to claim his rightful crown. But how do you react when you return home after years of exile, only to find your family buried alive? He sought a sanctuary and found a graveyard. The treacherous boyars had murdered his father and buried his elder brother alive to usurp power. At that moment, the final thread of Vlad's humanity snapped. He uttered no cry, he shed no tear. He bowed his head and swore absolute vengeance. He gathered those faithless boyars at a grand feast, and amidst their laughter, heavy doors slammed shut. Joy turned to horror. Stripped of nobility, elders were impaled on sharp wooden stakes as a bloody warning, while the young were marched into rugged mountains to build his fortress until their bodies collapsed. He sought no love. He demanded only absolute terror in preparation for his ultimate clash with the Empire. And that absolute terror became his sole shield against the storm from without. Can a horrific atrocity save an entire nation from oblivion? In 1462, following Vlad's refusal to pay tribute, Sultan Mehmed II marched with a formidable army to crush his realm. Confronted by an unstoppable war machine, Vlad met them with madness and psychological horror. He scorched the earth, poisoned wells, and in the dead of night, slipped disguised into their camp, unleashing a lightning strike that sowed utter chaos. Before the army could recover, they arrived at daybreak outside Targovishte, only to face the ultimate nightmare: a sprawling forest of 20,000 impaled corpses, rotting under the gaze of ravens. The Grand Army stood paralyzed in horrific silence, and Sultan Mehmed II sank to his knees, ordering an immediate retreat. Vlad saved his land, but his soul was lost forever. What can you do when the dagger stabs you from the hand of the brother who shared your cage? Empires did not bring down Dracula. The blood in his own veins did. The Ottomans unleashed his younger brother Radu at the head of an army supported by traitorous boyars to seize Wallachia. It was a war for the nation's soul, Radu's promises seduced the nobles, exhausted by Vlad's cruelty. On a treacherous night under rain torrents, Vlad's castle was besieged, and he watched his wife leap from the tower into the river to escape captivity. He fled through secret tunnels toward Hungary, seeking aid from his ally, King Matthias Corvinus. But the world has no mercy for the fallen. Instead of protection, the king wove a cruel conspiracy, forging letters alleging Vlad's secret alliance with Sultan Mehmed II. By this deceit, he was cast into dark imprisonment for 12 long years. Emerging from that long imprisonment, Vlad stepped forth in 1476 like a phantom from the past, making one final desperate bid to reclaim his lost throne, alongside old allies. Yet did the story truly end with his fall in battle, or did the world conspire to turn him into an immortal devil? On a dark, rain-swept night, amid a swift and bloody skirmish among the trees, Vlad fell. Wilderness went silent before his body was discovered. Enemies severed his head and bore it through the dark to Constantinople to prove the nightmare was dead, while his headless corpse was laid in an unmarked grave. Vlad passed from this life, yet his name refused to perish. The tragic prince was transformed by Western lore into a mythical monster, an evil bloodsucker known as Dracula. Mankind forgot his agony and remembered only his cruelty. Vlad III departed, leaving behind a question: was he truly a monster, or a man forged by cruelty?